So then this girl, when I was out in the field, I was singing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and pointing to the lights on the fire truck. She put her arm around my shoulder just like my daughter does, and that's really when the emotions start kicking in.
Good man there. This picture's gotten viral, capturing the human spirit in the middle of tragedy. An officer singing a lullaby to this toddler, comforting her after a car crash that took the life of her father and left her mother seriously injured. That officer is Nick Struck. He works for the Brighton Police Department in Colorado, and he is my guest now out of Denver. Well done, officer. Well done.
I appreciate it.
You've got a 2-year-old daughter, and that experience helped you understand what that young girl needed. Tell us what you told her at that time.
Well, in that moment, having that little girl in my arms, yeah, she fit exactly like my daughter did. And you know, one of the things with my daughter is that I always want to encourage her and uplift her and make sure that she's always built up. And so for that little girl that I was holding, that's really the goal, because I want her to be protected as much as possible from what had just happened, this horrific accident. And so when I was talking to her, she wasn't really responding back to me. So then I went to my singing skills, which are not the best. I'm definitely not Barry White by any means. But I started singing to her, and just kept going on, and that seemed to work. So when it works, you just keep doing it.
Yeah, I understand you were singing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star and pointing at the sirens in the distance, and that was enough to take her away from that moment. She had gasoline on her, sir? Is that right? And
yeah.
She was crying when you arrived?
So since the vehicle had rolled over on its top, all the gas in the fuel tank started leaking out on these poor kids. So her diaper was soaked in it. My uniform, after holding her, just smelled just like it. And she had just scrapes all over her, just bawling her eyes out when she was first handed to me. It pulls in your heartstrings anytime a little kid cries. You never want to see that, just as a human.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah,
it was an awful smell.
They don't train you for this, do they? I mean, this is where the human nature comes in. This is where you as a father comes in.
Right, and that's what's really important is they train you on your approach. So I knew coming into it that this was going to be a serious accident with possible ejections of kids, so I can prepare for that. Wow. But what they really focus on is using your skills as a dad, as a father, even as a brother and a son, as a law enforcement officer. You need to use those skills with the citizens, because that's who we're protecting and serving.
We know she's going to be okay. We're not quite sure about her mother, but there were 4 adults and 2 children inside that car, and it was absolutely tragic to see it. Sir, well done, though. Nick Struck, you did a great job there, officer. And thank you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you for sharing your story with us today.